Right, now, next up in the studio, we're going to be joined by this fella.
I couldn't do it. The odds that I couldn't do it. Look at me now. Leveling, pound for pound, headshot, dead. That's it.
Leon Rocky Edwards, your new welterweight champion.
Oh my goodness. We can win a belt from the UK. I told you. Now look at me now. Look at me now. I told you I could do it. I told you. I've been down my whole life now. Look at me now. Look at me now.
Yes, we're very excited and also very scared as we are joined by UFC Welterweight Champion of the World, Leon Edwards joins us on Drive. Hello, Leon.
Eddie, how are you?
I'm good. I'm great. I'm fine. I'm all right. How are you? Thank you so much for joining us this afternoon.
Thanks for having me.
More importantly, how are you? You good? Are you well?
Yeah, I'm good. Very well. Doing this media run, so a little bit tired, but it's all good.
Okay, well, we'll try and liven it up a bit. We'll
Good
try and
man.
ask questions that you've never been asked before. By the way, you sort of are an Aston Villa fan or not? Or
Sort of.
who's the greatest ever Aston Villa striker?
Gabby.
Gabby's good as that.
Benty. Listen, do you enjoy what you do? You obviously do to a certain extent, but when I watch it as a fan, I've been lucky enough to have been a couple of times. I went to the O2. I just find it so brutal, understandably, to watch. But is there a part of you when you're climbing into the octagon? Are you slightly nervous, worried, apprehensive? How are you feeling?
Yeah, you natural like nerves, like sport nerves, right? It's not really a scared feeling. It's just like you're excited, you're nervous, you're anxious. It's all mixed into one to compete. But I think you get the same in football. I should imagine to be competing for like thousands of people, you know. So. I definitely enjoy it. I do it every day. My son does it as well, and so yeah, it's good.
Did it feel different though going in the ring with Oldman? Obviously that card, the main event against Oldman for the World Championship, that must have felt completely different. Yeah,
100%. That was my 5th main event for the UFC, but I was in my first title fight for the UFC, so I know what was on the line, which was the pressure, right? I've been undefeated now for 6 years, and he's been undefeated for like 7-8 years as well. So it's been we both know going into it, it's going to be a tough fight. And I was fighting in Utah, which is high altitude. Yeah. So I knew it was going to be challenging. And I think it showed him in the fight, you know.
How did you stay patient? Because I felt like you was waiting for a long time for this. That
shot. I think just like my training, just my like going into the 5th round, you hear my coach, he's like, he woke me up, you know. He's like listen.
Is it Dave Lovell?
Dave Lovell, yeah. He's like, listen, like, you can't come this far to throw it away, you know, like I know how good you are. You're better than how you're performing at the moment, you know. And it's like a Jamaican way to wake me up, you know. Just woke me up, and yeah, man, when that then got.
I always wondered that speech. The speech was great. The one you were alluding to was basically saying you've come all this distance. It's pointless throwing it all away. You're losing. You're going to get beat, etc. And that it looked like it was the turning point. I always wonder with boxers and fighters how much of what they're hearing from the corner man, the trainer, is actually going into your head and can change the outcome of what you do in the next 3, 4, 5 minutes.
Yeah, I think most of it. I think that's why you need a good team behind you, you know, like that's honest with you as well. They're not saying, oh, you're winning, really, you're losing the fight. You need someone that's going to be like Dave. You be like, listen, you need to fix up and go out there and get done with what we've been training for, you know. And that's what he did. He woke me up going into the 5th round, and I thought, okay, let's just calm down, focus, and get it done. And that's what we did.
With the rematch being in England, how important is that for you that it's here?
For me, it's like a childhood dream, you know. Since I started mixed martial arts at 17, 16 years old, my aim was always to be to headline a card in the UK. I was meant to do it before at the O2 with Tyron Woodley. We got cancelled before COVID, like the Sunday before the fight got cancelled. So this is my first time now coming back. Now I'm the champion and defending it in the UK. It's going to be... I can't imagine like the feelings I'm gonna have, you know. But I'm excited.
Did you have to have the rematch? This is the trilogy fight, right?
Trilogy, yeah.
Did you have to have this one?
I didn't have to, no, but I think I wanted to, you know, because I know I was way better than how I performed, you know, and to have it back in the UK as well, that's even twice as good, you know. So I thought, okay, let's give him another shot. I went to his backyard to take it off him, let him come over here and try, you know.
Do you watch your fights back?
Yeah.
Do you go when you get smashed in the face, or
nah?
Just when it's happening.
Yeah. Even when it's happening, you don't feel it. You know, just like
you don't feel it.
Not really.
The adrenaline, right?
Yeah. The adrenaline.
Show me on Bentley what you mean.
Like, you don't feel it as much. It's more like in the morning you feel more sore, you know. But why are you going through it? You don't feel it as.
It's interesting you said it, right? So I don't know if you're a boxing fan.
Yeah.
Okay,
I love
so
boxing,
you saw Cristiano Jr. the weekend get beaten, and he was speaking afterwards in the dressing room, and he was saying certain things, and you question whether or not he was of sound mind when he was saying it.
Yeah.
Yesterday we had Ali Oladipo in the studio, who's does Fight Night for talkSPORT, and he knows everything about boxing. And he was saying that the amount of times he spoke to a boxer after the fight, and they're a little bit concussed. And what's it like for you straight after a fight, win or lose? Yeah. And also the next morning, what are the differences? Are you concussed, do you think, after a fight?
No. It depends on how the fight was, right? If it was a tough back and forth war, then yeah, you might be a little bit. But generally speaking, no, I can do a golden press conference after I go out partying after. So
can you really?
Yeah. I'm
because the adrenaline's flowing.
Yeah. You still obviously you probably sore from like getting kicked and stuff, but you're not. You're fine, you know.
The kick that you won it with, I don't know what the technical term is. I call it a
smash
kick
to the face.
Yeah, was that with your shin?
Your shin, yeah.
I don't even know if I want to know the answer to this. How do you train for that? What do you do? Because the reason I ask, if you're a boxer, you punch in a punch bag.
You know, Andy, not even that as well, but how do you know to do that at that time?
Yeah, just
also, how'd you get your leg that high?
Years of practice, you know. Just the more you hit, it's like boxing. Same when you punch the bag, I kick the bag as well, you know. So you condition your shin, your body basically from sparring, from hitting pads, from hitting bags. Over the years, your body get conditioned to not feel as much pain as a normal person would if you kick somebody.
What are you expecting then from this third fight with Usman? What are you expecting him to do differently than he did in that second fight?
I don't think nothing differently. I think that fight was the best. That was Usman at his best. You know, that was him doing what he does for to win fights. You know, so if he probably come more heavy wrestling, I don't think he'll want to strike as much because of what happened in the end. You know, I think he probably come more heavy wrestling if I was him. But I don't think that would help him. You know, I think there comes a time in an athlete's career where it's time to pass the baton on. You know, and I feel like now is my time. And I'm excited for the rematch or the trilogy.
I always wonder that because in his head he's going to be thinking, well, he's going to expect me to wrestle, and you're already telling us that I think you'll try and wrestle more. So how does that dynamic work?
Just what you do, right? It's like if you play football and you play a certain way, that's just the way you're going to play.
Yeah.
You might change up for a little bit, but as you get tired, you can go back to natural abilities. That's how you play, you know. And for him, he might come out in the first round trying something new to don't lean into the kick or whatever. But the more you go on, the more fight, the more you get punched, the more you get tired. You're going to revert back to your natural ability, your training, and I feel like if I was him, I'm coming to wrestle. I'm not coming to strike. I was got knocked out, you know. So that's how I'm planning for anyway.
What's next for you after you win that fight? That's March the 16th.
18th.
Is it 18th?
Yeah.
18th. Yeah, Saturday the 18th.
Yeah.
When you've won that fight, what's next? Because Conor McGregor is getting back. Is that? I have to ask that, right?
Yeah.
Is that for you and everyone else involved in UFC? If you're the same way, is that the ultimate? Is that what you want to do?
Yeah. We've got the same management team as well, but for me, after
sorry, can I ask? Does that make it easier or harder for you to fight him?
Probably easier.
Okay.
Easier because we know where both are, you know, as far as negotiations and but I think Conor fought for what, 3 years, 3 years. He had an injury and so he's just coming back. So let him come back, win the fight at my weight. Because naturally he's a lightweight, right? I'm a welterweight. Yeah. So let him come back, win the fight at my weight. Then maybe we can talk.
Do you want to fight him?
I don't need to fight him now. But
do you
would I fight him? Yeah, I fight any man in the UFC.
Okay.
It's in my same way,
I get so nervous even saying I don't want to fight you. Right?
Talk to me about George Masvidal.
Yeah.
Obviously, there was a little altercation with you and him backstage.
Yeah.
I'm guessing you want to fight him. Sure, he's on the radar. He has to be.
Yeah, 100%. He's. I'm hoping that he fought in December to win a fight in December, then fight me in March in London for where the incident happened. You know, but he's on like a 3-fight losing streak, so it was difficult for the UFC to make it make sense to give him a title shot coming off back-to-back losses. You know, so. But yeah, that's a fight that I need to happen, and it has to happen somehow, even on the street or in the octagon. It's going to happen.
Don't do it in the street. We've all seen how Rocky 5 ends, and it was such a letdown, right? It needs to be in the octagon.
Yeah, exactly.
You're in front of you. Thank you for bringing it in, by the way. You've got your World Championship belt.
Yeah.
What's that like to be introduced as champion of the world?
It feels amazing. Like even to this day, I wake up in the morning and I look up, wow, that's mad. That is like actually in my house. You know, I live in Birmingham, so to have it like just there in Birmingham. I think for me, not just for me, just for like the kids where I grew up. It's rare that
it's a tough background, right?
Yeah, 100%. And it's rare to see that in Birmingham, and like the UFC is like American-based sport. Like most of the champions, Americans or Brazilians, and to have like a guy from Birmingham that trained in Birmingham and win the belt out of Birmingham, I think it inspires a lot of people, so it's good.
It's going to be a bit of a silly question, but I'll ask anyway. By you winning that belt, have you felt your life change in terms of the way people perceive you?
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah?
Yeah, I got a lot more new friends as well. new cousins.
Are you following me on Instagram yet?
New cousins popped up. But yeah, man, like I said, I'm using it. For me, it's just about what I can do with it, Like, I know I can see the effect it has on, like, kids and... from Birmingham, and like when the parents come and tell me about it, or they see me and they talk about it, like how they react after I won the fight and saying they're crying and stuff. Like for me, that spurs me on and gives me motivation to want to go out there and beat him again.
Would you like to fight at Villa Park?
Yeah, 100%.
And has any talks regarding that?
Well, after I beat Oldman when I beat him last time, the talk was to do like a stadium show. We were hoping for like either Birmingham or Cardiff or one of these big stadium shows, but we couldn't get it done because of the weather this time of year. March is quite cold, so hopefully after a win in March we can get one locked in for the summer.
That'd be great. Thank you for bringing that belt. It looks great. Do you walk around the house with just a pair of pants on?
Yeah, naked.
Look in the mirror. I think we're having their dinner around about now. But, thank you so much for coming. I'm always curious, actually. Last question.
Yeah.
Can you, if I wanted you to, right? Can you choke?
Point at someone in there, not me.
Can you choke Bentley out so he passes out? Can you do that?
Yeah, I've actually done that before on like a podcast.
Who did you do that to?
I can't remember what podcast it was. I was in Dubai. I did like a podcast, and she was like, "Can you choke out one of her?" I was like, yeah, I can do it.
Yeah.
He signed like a form and I choked him out. So if you want to
go on,
I signed a no form. No, I've signed a no form.
For the good of the show.
You do it then.
Oh, sorry, you're breaking up. Leah, listen, what a joy it is to speak to you. You're an absolute superstar. Good luck. I don't think you need the luck. You're champion of the world, but really good luck for.
Didn't you say you got some tickets or something? Tickets?
Yeah, come on.
Yeah, but I need ringside. I can't mix with the general public. Yeah, I'm not insured to get close to him. You know, it's right. You're champion of the world.
I know. You know,
you're only speaking to me because you have to, right?
We'll get it sorted for you.
Okay, I'm not going to argue. Whatever you say is good enough for me. Listen, thank you so much for coming in. A real pleasure, and good luck with everything that's coming your way. Don't forget, of course, tickets for UFC 286. They go on sale this Friday. Head to Ticketmaster or Access to grab yours.
talkSPORT Drive with Andy Goldstein. Monday to Friday afternoon from 4 on AM, on DAB, via the talkSPORT app and on your smart speaker. talkSPORT.